Okay, I guess I'm recording. I have my advisor up here behind me too, Miss Kitty. Okay, so this is my first try with the dogs. The Canine code. The Dogtra. I don't know if this video picked this up. The Dogtra will receive code about as fast as I send it. So if I send SOS, Dogtra pretty much do what I'm trying to do with the dogs. So the first thing I've tried tonight with the dogs, I started with Bella, and I'm sending the letter S for sit. Bella figured it out pretty quick. So for sit, using mnemonics, sit, sit, sit. She didn't get it, I'd do it again. Sit, sit, sit. So when I want her to come to me, I'm sending the letter T, which is just a dash. So mnemonics for T would be here, here. It'd be just a dash, just a single dash here. Now, the reason I'm using mnemonics is my thoughts are once you train a dog, if you're training the dog for somebody, you're going to have to teach the owner of the dog the commands to be consistent. So mnemonics, which I may try to explain it in another video later because it can get a little detailed. But anyway, there's Kelly. If you want to look, do a search for Morse code mnemonics. There's a wiki. There's actually phrases for each letter, and you pick a phrase that has long and short syllables in the words to match the dots and dashes for the letter you're sending. And once you remember the phrases, it makes it easier to remember Morse code. That just makes it easier for people when they're learning it before they try to send it. For each letter, the sentence also contains a word that has the letter that you're sending, which kind of makes sense. That's how I learned Morse code. There's a program named New Morse that actually teaches you. It actually shows you a picture of the word, which is a noun, for the letter that represents the letter that you're sending, but it also has the mnemonics too below it as you memorize everything. Anyway, I'm not going to get off on that. So what I've done, I've tried sit, and you might want to suggest something different if you have a different vision on this. I'm just trying to figure something out, see if it'll work. And if my first try doesn't work, as a programmer, I try to find a workaround or another way of doing it. So right now, the Dogtra pager caller will send as fast as I want to send about anything I want to send. It's very responsive. I've got a cheap pet trainer that I got from Amazon. It's like a $60 set of collars. These 2 collars come with it, and it's a real cheap remote, and it is nowhere as responsive. I can only get 2 pulses out of it on the button, and that's it. I can't do anything else with it. If I hold it down, sometimes it'll send 1 solid pulse, sometimes it'll send 2 pulses and stop. So that's what you get for buying cheap stuff. So anybody that wants to try this type of training with a dog, I would recommend a good quality pager collar, because the Dogtra, that's the only one I've got right now as far as a quality collar. The Dogtra is very responsive. As fast as you can hit this button, as fast as I hit the button, it's going to vibrate. It seems to be pretty consistent, so I'm happy with that. I may order another set. I was looking on the site today about ordering another set of collars for my dogs, and that way what I'm thinking is this, when I get into, if we can make this work, when I get into using this, and if you're doing a lot of commands, I mean, you're actually trying to use this to guide the dog or do something, I mean, pretty steady, you're working the dog, you're going to go through a battery pretty fast. I'm thinking you're gonna really wear down on the battery. Whereas if you're just calling the dog when it's getting at the edge of the yard, try to keep it back in the yard to come back to you just every now and then, you're not going to wear the battery quite as much. You're going to work it more if you're going to do what we're talking about doing with these things. We're going to see if, I guess we're trying to push these collars to the limits, what we're doing. If I can get a response from the Bella picked up sit pretty fast. And maybe it's because she's deaf. I can hit the button 3 times, and I mean, bam, she'd sit. She's ready for a treat. But she sets a lot too, so I don't know if that's a good start. If you got a suggestion, maybe I need to go to down and maybe start working down and see if I can get her to lay down and see if she gets that with a different code. Send her a D. I'm thinking if you well, let me back up. I'm starting with Morse code because it's a standard. I'm a ham operator. I had to learn Morse code to get my license. You can go through all 26 letters of the alphabet, and there's no pattern that's going to be the same between all 26 letters. So you got 26 possible commands that you can tie a Morse code character to. Actually, there's more than 26 codes. There's actually some, you can send exclamation point and punctuations and stuff like that with Morse code. There's not a whole lot more, but there's a few more than 26 characters. So what I'm thinking is I pick a letter. T means I want the dog to come to me. That's my recall. I've been using that. I'll just hit T. If I don't get a response, I'll pause just to see if the dog's going to come. Hit it again, and then if it's just ignoring me, like my German Shepherd ignored me tonight, so I used the nick. I hit the nick once, and she said, "Okay, I better go back to him." So I'm finding my German Shepherd is very strong-willed. But Bella seemed to get sick tonight, but this is the first night. I guess as I go on with this, we'll find out just exactly how this is going to work, if it will work. I'm excited. I think it's worth a try. If we can get to where, if you have a deaf dog, I can fill out applications. Say if somebody had a police dog. Police dog's in a situation, they got somebody hiding in a warehouse. Officers going in, they want to be quiet. They want to control the dog without any voice commands and just vibrate the collar and guide the dog, and it's in the dark or whatever. I can see where that could come in handy. If we get there, I don't know. At least we tried it anyway. But Dogtra, in my opinion, is a very good collar to try it with. It is, like I said, it's very responsive. And Kelly, if you have any ideas, if you think I should go in a different direction, should I forget about sit? Should I just go to down? Because I believe in your ebook, you go straight to just teach the dog to lie down. And maybe that's what I'll try. Just let me know what you think. I may try that next, though. I may send a D to the dog. I'll try it with Bella first. I'm working all 3 dogs. I'm going to work them, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I've seen on the internet where people suggest you shouldn't really train a dog more than 15 minutes a day. You can give me your input on that. Any criticism you want to give me is fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings, because I'm trying to figure this out as I go. And I don't have the dog training experience that you've got. So that's where you come in handy in this whole process. And I very much respect your attitude about toward trading dogs. But anyway, this is my plan. Based off of what our first conversation, you started off with your conversations like, well, okay, if you send a dog a quick, I forget how you exactly said it in the video that I commented on, but you said hit it, send them a short pulse, 2 long ones, another short one or something. You made a comment. I'm like, well, that's Morse code. That could work if you could get the dog to understand what you're trying to do. Now, based on the video I sent that Omar von Mueller did with Jumpy, he's controlling the micro controlling this dog a step at a time, making it back up, making it lay down, making it to crawl, making it walk up, cover its eyes up, not look at, turn his head, not look at what it's walking up to. And at the very end, he tells the dog, well, okay, you can grab the ball. If you can teach a dog enough English language to where through gestures and voice, they can understand all those movements, I think we could probably, if we could get them to understand the difference in the patterns and the vibrations, if we can get a dog to understand the difference between each of the commands, the patterns of the vibrations, if they can understand that much, I think we can make it work. So, it's worth a try. I mean, you never know what you can do. I think dogs are very intelligent animals, and people have done a lot of things with dogs. And this, I think, if we can do this with these e-collars, we could actually, the e-collars will take off. I think trainers would be like, oh man, that's cool. And I'm wanting what I want to do, what I like to do is I want to document what I'm doing. I want to document the commands I'm using, the Morse code that I'm sending to the dogs, mnemonics. Hopefully I can do it in a way you can understand it. Maybe just a regular pet owner could understand it. And if I've heard some people want to use different commands, they don't want to use standard commands. Some people, police dogs are taught German commands, just anybody can't control the dog. I'm thinking if you got a relationship with the dog's probably going to mind you over somebody else, but I don't know. I don't know dog behavior that well, but I kind of imagine if you do have a good relationship with the dog, it's going to come to you before it's going to come to a stranger, because you're feeding it, you take care of it, you're its family, you're part of its family, part of its pack. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out as I go. I'm going to Morse code characters, letters, because it kind of makes sense in my mind to try it that way, since there's already a series of letters out there. There's already a code out there for each letter. There's actually a forum that somebody started a few years. I can't remember the years. I may send you the link if you're interested, but it didn't last very long. Somebody started a science forum about, can you teach dog Morse code? The whole gist of the whole thing was, and these are probably professors, I don't know what kind of credentials, because it was an online thing and people had just online names, so I don't know who these people are. But it's like, it was very short. Somebody started out, do you think I can talk to my dog with Morse code? And it got into a conversation where somebody was saying, well, the thing is, you can't send a dog a sentence because they don't know English. Well, no, you can't, but people teach dogs, in my reasoning, I guess people teach dogs one-word commands: sit, stay, down, heel. So if you tie these commands, in my mind, if I tie these commands to a Morse code alphabet character, Send that code to this dog. Teach that dog that's what I want it to do. When you hear this pattern or feel this pattern on your neck, this is what we're going to do. If we could do that, if we can get a dog to understand that, I think we can make this work, and you can probably get pretty involved with some of the training you can do with a dog. Because I think a dog can get it. If they can, like I said, the way Omar has trained Jumpy, the things that this dog does, just one word commands, using marks. I've watched a lot of his videos. But I know we're not there yet. I'm using that for inspiration. But if we can teach basic obedience, if I can get to the point where I can do basic obedience with a pattern of short bursts and long bursts, and each one is unique, and the dog understands each unique pattern, I think we can make this work. So, let me know what you think. This is where I'm starting. This is kind of a short version of my thoughts and how the mechanics I feel like may work. So if you have a direction you think that we might try, feel free, criticism, whatever. Like I said, I don't have years of training you've got. I've had a few dogs in my life, but the most I've taught a dog is a sit up, and that was when I was fairly young. So this is, I'm relearning this dog training stuff, I guess, and I never did go to the level you have. I haven't actually had a dog that would heel perfectly beside me, or you could tell it to sit and stay on a cot, and it stay there. I've never worked with a dog that much, but that's where I'm headed with it, and I figure if I can't make this work, I've spent quality time with my dogs, the rescues that I have. So I almost went and got another German Shepherd. The German Shepherd Club in Knoxville is trying to find a home for a German Shepherd, the female that's 16 months old. Beautiful, beautiful dog. I posted it on my Facebook page today. A co-worker taught me out of it. She said, Jerry, if you keep going getting dogs, you're not going to have enough time to spend with all the dogs. And she's right. And it's another female, and it's headstrong. It wasn't getting along with another dog this person had, so they're having to get rid of it. It wants to be the alpha, and the other dog wants to be the alpha. It's female, but the other dogs, they're both female, so they're all the time fighting each other. So I have a female white German Shepherd, and I have a feeling as headstrong as my white female is, they probably wouldn't get along, so my coworker was correct. It's probably a bad idea to go give this dog a home. It's a lot of people has made comments about this dog, so it'll probably have a home before long. But anyway, I'm getting a start on this, so if you have a different direction or that you think I should go, I'm open to suggestions. I started with sit tonight. My black American setter seemed to get it. White German Shepherd is very strong-willed, and she's still kind of, I've not had her as long as I've had the other two dogs, so she's kind of, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I think I need to work with her a little more before she starts really responding to anything I do, I think. She's not healing beside me like the American setter is and my Aussie Lab. Anyway, I'm tired. I just want to check in with you. I thought maybe a video's better than send an email, because you may not want to just go sit down and read through my email. I've seen your letters, memos that you put to other people. So I thought, well, okay, maybe I need to do the same thing. We're keeping communication. Maybe we'll work out a framework. That's what I'm calling it. A list of commands, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a short manual thing. Like I said, I'm going to start with obedience commands with my dogs. I want to see if they recognize the different patterns, and if I can get any kind of, anything that's promising, I want to continue this route. If it doesn't seem to be working, maybe we'll try something different. But I think the Dogtra is a good collar to try this with. A cheap collar is not going to work. Not with what I'm trying to do with it. The cheap collar just does not have the response that the Dogtra collars have. The Dogtra collar, again, will, as fast as I hit this button, just about almost as fast as I want to hit this button, it will respond. It will vibrate. The Dogtra, the cheap collar I have, it's nowhere near this. It can't even touch the Dogtra collars. So that's where we're at. So let me know what you think. Any comments, suggestions? I'll be more than happy to consider change what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying stuff to see if we can make something work. And again, I'm starting with obedience commands because I'm just getting started with my dogs. I've got them instant recall right now on the pager collars, and that's pretty much it. I've got 2 of them where the lab is healing. I mean, she's just a little sweetheart. She stays right with me. American Setter's not quite so much. He's getting there, but he's not quite so much. And then the German Shepherd I really need to work with her. But that's where I'm at. So I'll keep in touch as I go along. Just keep giving you details on what I'm doing, what I'm trying, what it seems to work, what's not working, and maybe we can work out something. All right, I hope you have a good weekend, and I look forward to watching some of your new videos you put up. Good night.